Hey there, I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of the website techinterview.guide, and I'm here to help people with career advancement and interview preparation. My live stream on Twitch covers topics such as company research, how to build resumes and cover letters, applying for the job, getting through interviews, and what to do during negotiations. I've coached thousands and thousands of people over the years to get jobs at the biggest tech companies in the industry, and I'm here to help you too. The following episode is taken from a longer live stream event and may contain interactions with other people in chat. Check out the end of the episode for more information. Let's get to it. We had another anonymous question come in Discord asking, what's the safest way that a job applicant can answer the interview question, why did you quit your previous job? It depends what you mean by safe. There are a lot of things that are safe about how to answer that question. Some things are taken with a grain of salt by the hiring manager, depending on what you're saying. If it sounds like you're trying to avoid the answer, then they may press in a little bit, like, why are you not answering the question? But you also don't want to sound overly negative about why you left a job. Like, even if, and I've said this on stream, even if they deserve it, you don't want to bash them. You don't want to speak negatively about the company. You want to be respectful about the team that you were on, the fact that you were able to learn some things potentially and get some experience there. So what I would consider the safe way to answer that question is to deflect the question a little bit and talk about the good experience that you had there, even if it was bad. Try to find something good to say about it, but then deflect and talk about why that has prepared you for the job at their company, at this new company's job, and how all of your other experience brings you to this point where you are the ideal candidate for their job. So if I left a job because my manager was a bozo and couldn't stand working with them and was like super unhappy working with them as my manager, and someone said, why did you leave your job? I might talk about things other than my manager, say, I learned a lot at that job. I had the opportunity to work on some really interesting things. I got to work on such and such, and I would actually give some examples. And all of that has actually made me an ideal candidate for this role because I've learned this and this and this, and I was able to apply it in this way and have this kind of impact. And I'd like to come have that impact here, and then start talking about them and what got you excited about applying for their job. And so you kind of deflect a little bit. You're answering that you've left because you found this better opportunity. Now, if you've already quit your job and you're looking for a new one, that's different. If you quit your job to go to a boot camp or go back to school, that's different. Then you can say, I left my job so I could focus on my education. I've also heard of people, and I actually explained this a little bit myself when I was on my job hunt last year, when people are saying, why'd you leave your last job? I said, I gave the impression that I liked the job that I had, that it wasn't the best fit for what I wanted to be doing with my talent, but that I also wanted to focus full-time effort on finding a new job, but also take some time off for the holidays with my family. So one thing that I commonly say on the stream is, if you have a good story to tell, they don't really care. Like, honestly, as a hiring manager, like, if it's a good story and it's a good explanation about why you left a job, then it's fine. That's all they want to hear, is that you've thought through the question and that you've got, kind of a good answer. So I wouldn't worry so much about needing to be a safe answer, but I think the best way to answer that question is to not speak negatively about your employer. And then after like a sentence or two of what you learned there and what you did appreciate about working there, deflect onto why you want to come work at this other company. Now, if you're still employed at that job and you're interviewing and they say, why are you thinking about leaving company X to come work here? You can say, I've actually learned quite a lot over there. The direction that I want to take my career is more aligned with what your company's doing. I've had this kind of impact at that other job. I want to come have that impact here. And this is why I want to go in this direction. This is why I'm thinking about changing and so on and so on. You can start making that explanation about why you've applied for this job and the kind of impact that you want to have at their company. So by deflecting a little bit away from why you want to leave and more about why you want to join this new company, this also helps to kind of mask any sort of negativity that you might otherwise might otherwise say about the company. Now, if they follow up and they press on like, what kinds of things did you learn? What kinds of projects did you work on? They might also get into some behavioral questions about, did you have any problems with any of your coworkers and so on? You can go read the email series that I write on how to answer those kinds of questions. There are lots of ways of answering those other kinds of behavioral questions, but this one specifically was about how do you answer, why did you leave your previous job? Again, if you've got a good story to tell, they're not going to really worry too much about your answer. But I think the best way to answer it is to talk more about the future than about the past. Thanks for checking that out. I hope that you found it helpful. I always appreciate feedback, so please let me know what you think. I appreciate any subscriptions, so please tell your friends and colleagues about it as well. Check out the website techinterview.guide for more information about when I'm live streaming and all of my free content. Drop by a live stream anytime to ask questions or message me privately, whatever makes you most comfortable. See you next time.